SFC fans react. I'm Shaun Middleton, and today, after the battling 2-1 victory last week against West Brom, it was in Sunderland's hands. A week later, Sunderland would face Watford at home, a sellout crowd. Well, Sunderland sold their allocation, obviously Watford didn't sell theirs. Fortunately, Sunderland have not turned up today, to be fair. It's been a poor display by the lads. But Watford took the lead, and then they got the second one. You thought that it was game over, but Sunderland, these young guys again, young warriors, have fought it back, and they've getting it back.
I like YouTube.
They've getting it back to 2-2, but the 2-2 result, it's not going to be enough. Sunderland's going to be relying on other results next Monday. We're going to need a favour off Middlesbrough, I think. Millwall has got obviously Blackburn, so it's going to go to the last game of the season, but I think Sunderland have blew it. I really hope I'm wrong. But look at. Let's be proud of these guys this season. They've been tremendous. I'll stop back and clap them off. These young guys have been absolutely brilliant, and I've enjoyed interviewing the fans this season. It's been a great season. Next season we'll be back to be more consistent. Could you please like, share, and subscribe to our channel? That would be very much appreciated. I'll see you down at Preston next Monday when we'll have to do it all again. Bye for now, Stacey. SSC fans react to them with Mark. Mark
from Wetherby.
From Wetherby.
Wetherby massive.
It was in our hands, but unfortunately after today's performance, it's not now.
Well, we've had a brilliant season.
Yeah.
Massive learning curve. Young lads. So proud. In every game we've played, we've come from behind and we haven't given up. Loved it.
Yeah.
Season ticket ready for next season.
Aye. So you're not really bothered about finishing the top six anyway. It's been a good season. You're just thinking of they've done us proud, haven't they?
If we get to playoffs, fine. If not, I'm more than happy with what we've got. Consolidate, we've done more than that. We've overachieved. It's been absolutely immense.
Yeah.
Immense.
I mean, going to the game today, we weren't very good, but it was a typical home performance. Are you thinking something different?
No, not really. I think Dan Neil needs to
get a bit tougher.
Yes.
That's a nice game though. Dan Neil's he's a ball retainer. He likes to get the ball and move it and pass it on, doesn't he? But he needs somebody like Corey Evans next to him, doesn't he?
He needs that support.
Of course he does.
But we're lacking that many players. We've done really well.
We've got loads of injuries, haven't we? We've got loads of injuries. I mean, I looked at the other results and it's irrelevant now. Coventry won, didn't they? Blackburn's got to play later on, I think, and then I think West Brom's got to play tomorrow. Yeah, so I think it's good. We might still have a chance last game of the season, but
to be honest, I don't care.
You're not bothered?
I'm loving it. I've loved every game I've come to. I've not travelled away much because of work, but this has been brilliant.
There's a lot of fans, half time I come down to the toilet and a lot of fans saying, I'm not bothered, I don't care, we've been really good on that there. That's good to say that supporters
are not ungrateful. Did anybody expect to finish where we did?
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. And, I mean, Mowbray as well, there's rumours about Mowbray not being here next season. He's going to be replaced by a young manager.
He's going to stay.
Do you think he's definitely going to stay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's just down the road. He's going to stay.
You think he will stay?
Yeah, I do.
Or you're just hoping he stays?
I think he will.
You think he will?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just the journalist there, Fabrizio Romano, he's pretty reliable. I think someone's looking around. They're not happy with the home form. I think that's what's cost us this season.
Yeah, but when you think of the players that's out,
he's had a bad hand.
And the lads that have come through, they've stepped up to the mark.
Yeah,
but they're just lacking that little bit of experience, which isn't their fault.
Yeah,
pleased and proud.
But taking the positives out of the game today, we're 2-0 down, and again we've come back and we've drew 2-2. I think if the game went on 5 minutes, we would have won the game.
Can't blame the ref, but
he was poor. The referee was poor. I mean, the penalty shot.
That's not the word I'd use, but
I know he was abysmal.
Frustrating.
Aye.
But the trouble is, with our club, we've got big expectations, and have nearly achieved more than that this year.
Yeah.
As I say,
are you happy with the players? Are you happy with the board and them? Do you think they're doing okay?
Yeah, we've gone forward. We've gone forward and forward and forward.
The recruitment's been good. What would you give the season out with 10?
10.
You would give it a 10? Wow.
Definitely a 10.
This guy from Wetherby says a 10. That's a big. That's
from last season. Used to come every week last season, and when we went down, the heads went down. We never come back.
Yeah.
This season, go down and come back and win.
Yeah.
Apart from today.
Who's been your player of the season?
All of them. Yeah. I cannot pick one individual because they have played as a big unit. The youngers have come through, they've stepped up, and they all deserve to play this season. For me,
This guy's a proud man.
Very.
Very proud. You can say, you can say
my
that. You're
stepdad
absolutely
played
right.
here.
Yeah?
My stepdad played for him.
All right.
He was only an apprentice, but
Yeah.
that's why I don't support Leeds. Do you want an answer to that? No. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this season,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to next season.
Yeah. Regardless of what happens next Monday against Preston, you know, you're positive. You think we're going to get in the top 6 next year? That's got to be the minimum objective.
We'll win it
this
next
year.
season.
You think we'll win? You think we'll win the league next year?
People slow the game down here because they're scared of us playing,
Yeah.
and we'll win it next year.
Can we keep those stars? That's a bit of a thing. Can we keep the
Yeah, they've got to.
positive fight? I like this guy's. Yeah, it's been. Honestly, I like it. Right, thanks for your time, Paul. I don't want to keep you too long. That's a good interview, honestly. Bob the Mackham and Carl Brown are on SFC Fans React, lads.
Right.
Sellout crowd. They weren't great today, but the young guys showed fight and determination and get the point.
Fantastic game, I thought. Massive crowd, but they were like a library, to be honest. You know, that's not the crowds
Yeah.
I'm used to
Were
being in.
you disappointed with the crowd today?
I was.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed. The lads played a fantastic game, young lads. The heart's in it. They play 90 minutes, them lads, you know.
Yeah.
I just thought, with a bit of crowd backing, we might have done it today.
So it's your opinion. You're entitled to that, and
Right.
as if you're the first person to see it, but it's a good point.
Do you
Right.
not think so? Do you not think so?
Well, I was talking about this. The guy batters up when he watches it back. I was talking to the guy next to us, and I said, "There's something strange about the atmosphere this afternoon.
Was I
It
quiet?
just doesn't feel."
But it's
Quiet.
always the same when we've got a full house. The crowd don't respond to the team. The team don't respond to the crowd. And the reason is everybody gets nervous.
Well, that's it.
Big Big games like this, we're always nervous.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say, we take off Pierre Ekwa, who's 6'2", 14 stone,
Physicality, I said that to me.
and we bring on Pritch,
Yeah.
who's 5'7",
Yeah.
and 12 stone wet.
And they scored from a
And
corner.
he scored from a corner straight after.
Yeah, I mean, the corner was disappointing. I think we missed Danny Batten there, didn't we? I mean,
Aye.
he's aerial.
But the thing is, we move on. We look at the results tonight, and maybe it's Blackburn or whatever the permutations. And I think the away support will be down pressing, and they are the real supporters. They're the people who have the connect with the players.
Yeah.
You can see that.
See,
The away fans, when you go, I mean, I was at West Brom, when you go to an away game, Millwall, the fans lift what we've got.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
away
That's a
fans
good
lift
point.
what we've got.
Yeah, yeah.
At home,
Yeah.
it's like there's a
Different, isn't it?
pressure. Yeah, it is like a
different,
pressure cooker.
Yeah.
And we don't respond.
Yeah.
We never respond at home.
yeah. So what do you think was what was the case today? Do you think that
Stage fright, maybe stage fright, I don't know. But I thought the crowd would have been
a bit more up for
opened
us?
up them, but they weren't. They
No.
weren't. It was
Can I
like
make one point?
Yeah, of course you can. You free to speech.
I've spoke to a guy who's an agent, and most of the people who's watching this will probably know who I am. I've spoken to an agent. This thing about the foreign manager coming in is a load of rubbish. It's
crap.
totally rubbish.
So you're seeing Fabrizio Romano. He's a
Yeah.
reliable journalist. He's got
Yeah,
5 million. He's not talking his backside.
It's not.
might
It's
as well
been
have been Charlie Caroli.
yeah.
You know
It's
what I
been
mean?
arranged by a foreign press agent and a football agent from Italy who set this whole thing up. It's a load of rubbish.
Why are they trying to create?
Destabilise us.
Because Kyle's got no money. There's no money there. He's not gonna.
Kirill's not going to
He's
spend.
not gonna sink any money into the club.
Kirill
He's
doesn't
got
want to
none.
spend his money.
got none.
We've lost £5.1 million.
Yeah.
How come we've lost £5.1 million? Because we're paying wages off 2 and 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Badly run. The top of this tree up here needs to he needs to change the way he's running the club, and he knows that.
Did you think he's not willing to put any money in, lads? That's a good.
No,
good
no,
point.
he's got. No, he's
You don't
not.
think no?
No.
If you consider in December he got £2.5 billion, if he spends £100 million,
Off his mother.
yeah,
Trust
well, it
fund.
wasn't. It was off his dad. It was
Oh, sorry, yeah.
£2.5 million each to him and his brother in a trust fund.
Yeah.
If you consider if they spend 100 million of that, it would change the whole ethos of the club.
I know, but you've got to look at the financial fair play. You can't just. I mean, you can only spend beyond your means, can't you?
No.
Doesn't apply to us at the minute,
No, we
the
don't,
way
no.
we are. Not with a crowd of 48,000 people today, because if you look at our financial fair play, we can sustain him spending money on the wage structure that we've got and the income that we've got.
And now, but you've got to when you report an annual loss, you can't keep them
Well,
reporting.
that was
21, 22.
22, which was on the back of COVID. I think next year it's probably probably
We'll
a
show
little
a
bit
profit
better,
next
yeah.
year.
Yeah, oh, we'll definitely we've got to show profit, Nick. I mean, we spent. I mean, look at when you spend 5 million on all them players like Clark and Ballard, all them players brought in.
Money well spent, yeah, but we should have just maybe a couple of million in January and got a striker in, man.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
As soon as Sims was injured,
Sorry,
you went back. You were not injured.
I'm with you there, mate.
We should have brought somebody in.
Yeah.
We should have brought somebody in.
And we wouldn't be looking for 1
like
point
this.
now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm totally with you there. I think he's making great points. I mean, if you really want the promotion, does the board want promotion this season?
No. Kirill doesn't want us to go up. If Kirill thought we were going to had a chance to go up, he would have backed the club. He would.
Yeah.
And Tony's the right man to do the job, by the way.
think?
All this negativity about Tony and this new manager, it's a load of crap. Because Tony's done a great job. I've known Tony 30 years.
Yeah.
He's a proper man.
Yeah.
He's got a super intelligent knowledge of football.
Yeah.
And he's got a great backer in, no, I'm going to say a Christian Speakman, but it's not him. It's
Stuart Harvey.
Stuart Harvey.
Stuart Harvey's the
Stuart Harvey's a genius.
He's brilliant.
I knew him from Blackburn.
He's a brilliant recruit. He's done some excellent work on the player side. But look, lads, I know you want to get away
After the fans, to be able to see him now.
Play of the season. Play of the season first of all. Play of the season.
And anyway, if you ever want to come out with a bar and interview Sunderland supporters there, we're there. You can come over. All right.
Player of the season for me. Player of the season for me.
Mate.
Carl, player of the season.
Anthony Patterson, without a doubt.
Patterson.
Without a doubt.
For me, Trihume, since he come in, or Danny Bath.
Right, good
Either
show.
or.
Hey lads, enjoy your beers, all right, lads. David McKeever and Mick are on SHAUN Fans React. Lads, it's not the deal we wanted, but we're still within a chance going to the last game of the season.
A chance, and we had a superb season. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the football's been great all season. And yeah, I'd have taken us stopping up, to be honest. And I come up from Doncaster, season ticket holder, and more than happy how the season's gone. Best season for over 20 years.
Do you know what? You're not alone in seeing that. The amount of people who said that today, and at half time I was talking to people, they've said like this has been the best season they've ever seen, football played and things like that.
Yeah, well, I'm Mick from Billingham. I just concur with Dave. We've had some bleak times, but just watching them youngsters out there, it's been nothing but a pleasure.
Yeah.
Nothing but a pleasure, you know. And the fact that they've all walked around the pitch today, they've all they're part of the community again. It's just different.
It's just been spot
the real
on.
people again, not like a
Like
lot of
the
people we had.
Donaldson
In the past that have disappointed
To
us.
the team that went down. And when I
yeah.
came out of Cheltenham at the last season,
Yeah.
I thought, I like it. But when I came out of Cheltenham last season after we'd lost 2-1.
Yeah. So again, it's been a good season. The injuries eventually got us, you know.
It was a little bit the injury.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the little bit of disappointment is we didn't replace Ross Stewart, which is well known. But I think there's only one game since he's been injured we haven't scored. Burnley away. I think we've scored in every other game. So credit to everybody who's played. If we get, I'd like to sign 3 strikers, not 1 striker in the summer. In the summer,
irrespective of what division.
And come back and I think it'll be this division, and I'm not disappointed in any way.
Yeah. Can we keep the stars? I mean, your Jack Clarks, Roberts. I mean, Diallo's going to go back to Man United. Can we keep those?
I think they'll stay.
Well, we lost 5.1 million. The company accounts come out yesterday, so you might have to sell one. You know, it's a hard decision. If you get offered 20 million. You might have to get one and buy 2 players and balance the books, because you don't want to get in a Reading situation or a Wigan situation where you're losing 3 points. This is about being solvent. This is about being solvent. And if we have to sell Ross Stewart for 15 million, if he doesn't want to sign a contract, I'll probably get Braid in Billingham, but he's got to go. He cannot hold this club to ransom.
That's it. You want players,
and I love him, by the way.
You want players who want to play for the shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we've had all season, really. To be honest,
yeah,
I mean, he's shown that all season, and like what Mick was saying, I mean, when they came out after the game, they got standing ovation, the performances that they put in and such like, and he's had so many injuries, but they've played as a team.
Well, I joked when they walked round and they were in front of me, I went down for the front. If I was a news agent, I wouldn't serve half of them with cigarettes because they're that young. They're that young, but if they can gel together. And Mogger. We know Mogger's a smoggy, but you listen to other managers talk about Mogger. He's a decent person.
I've just been talking to one of the agents there. I've been interviewing one of the agents, and he's a friend of him. Good friend of.
Well, I'm from Smoggy Land, Billingham, obviously,
yeah.
and all the Borough fans love him. They won't have a bad word to say.
Yeah.
He's a man's man.
Yeah.
And, you know, so
he's a lovely bloke.
And I'm quite happy to have him.
He's a lovely bloke. I just
yeah.
think sometimes I think in tactical games, I think maybe he's lose it a little bit with his tactics. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's been dealt the wrong.
We did say that Equark coming off today.
injuries, doesn't he?
Well, he got it
Yeah,
right
he's-
today because we
he
were
did.
2-0 down. He changed it and we got 2-2, didn't we? So you've got to
that's
give
very
him
true.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
Best manager we've had for a while. I mean, you know, some of them that we've had before, Parkinson and
Lee
such
Johnson,
like.
away, man.
Oh, Johnson.
Jack Ross.
Yeah,
yeah,
Jack
but
Ross.
there was a period of time where I thought Jack Ross was the man.
Team
There was a
wasn't fit
period
enough
of
for Jack
time where I
Ross.
thought
That's the
Johnson
problem.
was the man.
Yeah.
You know, where we sort of beat teams 4-0, 5, and it was quick, and but then you go to bloody Bolton and get beat 5-0 or whatever, and you think,
Josh,
or
that was a bad deal, wasn't it?
Whatever
That was a
it
bad
was.
deal,
So
wasn't it?
overall,
Terrible.
I'm like Dave.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy. I
Content
can go,
with the
I can
season
go
we've
back
had.
to Billingham
Yeah.
and go to my local and say to them, Borough, hey, my team's all right.
And if we don't,
my team's all right.
if we don't
so,
go
yeah,
up,
yeah.
then
Aye.
it's my 5th trip to Plymouth.
And you come for next season, we can get it right. I mean, Stuart Harvey and
Well,
Chris
it's
is
going to be very
speaking.
difficult because if you look, because we don't know this moment in time, Forest got beat again today, so they're going to go down, and
Yeah.
this is what the difficulties is. So Forest spent 130 million on 22 players and getting relegated.
Yeah.
So you know what do? Do they have a fire sale like we did when Phillips and all them went?
Yeah.
If Leeds go down. You know, Everton could be down there,
Yeah,
so there's
exactly.
3
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
you're challenging.
That's the thing, it's
I
gonna be
know.
hard. It's gonna be hard
It's going to
next
be
year.
hard, yeah.
It's going to be hard, but you know, I'll take this
Portuguese
season.
are all happy anyway.
Yeah.
He's happy.
We're happy, yeah.
My
We're happy as
daughter
Larry,
over
mate.
there is Jodie Craddock, Jodie McKeever after Jodie Craddock.
Right, cheers, lads. All right. Have a safe
cheers.
journey on, mate. All right. Take care, buddy. All right. Michael Bowers. Hopefully, this is not our last interview of the season. Well, no, because we've got.
Well, it definitely won't because we've got Preston,
We're Preston next Monday.
We've managed to
But,
persuade
I mean,
him, guys.
at home.
He's going to Preston. Hey! Come on, Sean, lad.
Yeah, look, Michael. I love your expertise of the games.
You can imagine one thing about today's game.
See what you see.
You can imagine one thing about today's game. I wasn't very happy letting in 2 goals,
Oh,
especially to a
Could have
Watford
been-
team. Especially to a Watford team that apparently is meant to be on the beach and hasn't had anything to play.
Well, Michael-
but to be fair, did Watford do anything other than those 2
Nothing,
chances?
nothing.
So it just goes to prove that if we just switched on defensively, we could have easily won that game.
That's what I mean.
It's one of those where we definitely didn't deserve to get beat because, albeit I felt at times compared to our own standards we weren't very good. At times
we
we
weren't.
still kept going. We still had the opportunities. We definitely still, even though we weren't at our best, we still deserved something out of the game. That, put it this way, right? It's unlikely now that we're probably going to be in the playoffs because we've kind of left it out of our own hands.
Yeah, haven't we?
Thanks Blackpool for bottling it and same with
I
Birmingham.
know.
But anyway, point is, with saying that, with Millwall playing Blackburn last game of the season,
That's
the one thing that gives us a smidgen of hope.
Course.
But we have to be.
we've got to be Preston.
Right,
end
do you
up,
think
yeah.
we'll be Preston? Because I do.
well,
away from home, I think.
Our away form's been brilliant, but they're still they're still within a chance
they're
as
not.
well. Are they not?
They're not. They're mathematically out of it now.
Oh, that right. Did they get beat off Sheffield United?
Yeah, they got lost 3-1.
Right.
Oh,
So they've got
do you
nothing-
see his eyes light up there?
Right.
He's like, right.
Right.
Are
There's
you
a
telling
chance.
me there's a chance?
chance.
There's a chance.
Not Preston.
They lost 3-1
Who we've
to
got
Sheffield
next
United.
Monday.
Right,
The-
Acacia, thanks very much to the Blades.
Aye.
Thank you very much, Blades. Oh, by the way, congratulations, because Acacia will be delighted with Sheffield United.
Well done, Sheffield United. Yeah.
But it'll still come back down next season. We'll wait and see. It's a funny one though because we have got a smidgen of a chance, but you know, well, go on.
I was going to ask you because I'm me things on there, so I can't say. Who's Blackburn got? Who've they got?
They've got to play Luton at home on Monday,
Right.
and then they've got to go to Millwall last game of the
So
season.
who's West Brom got tomorrow? Or is it
Well, West Brom are playing right now against Norwich.
right. Right. I
I don't know what this. That's the thing. Hang on, because to be fair, even if there is a winner in that game, we're going to be above West Brom unless West Brom win like 4-5.
And who've they got last game of the season? West Brom.
Away at Swansea.
Oh, and they're playing
Although
well.
Swansea, I think, are out of the playoff mix, but they are playing a very good
Aye.
0-0, right? West Brom, Norwich 0-0, so you want that being a draw, don't you?
Yeah.
So obviously Millwall, Blackburn, it's a funny one because, right, I can in a way see Blackburn getting something at Millwall, but...
Do you think Michael today, just gone at the game one, and
go
do you think, looking at, I was Yeah, you go through a lot of emotions, don't you? Thinking, oh, what if this happens? What if that? Do you think just all these injuries is just you look now a squad and you're thinking
It's kind of caught up with us.
it has, isn't it? A little bit, isn't it? It's caught up with
Another
us.
thing that's kind of not helped, and I'm sure you've touched on it in all the other interviews, is the home form, which has been, which compared to our away form, our home form's been average at best, hasn't it? Really,
it's been really poor. I think
that's the one big negative from the season home form. That's one thing that must be an improvement for next year.
It's got to be improvement.
Unless of course we're in the Premier League, then just get like 10 wins or something. You know,
it's got to be an improvement regardless of what. I mean, well, if we're in the Premier, if we're in the Premier League, Jesus.
Look, I mean, for one thing I want to do, I mainly want to win at Preston because even if you don't make the playoffs, at least you've won the last game and you're
in the season on a high.
And exactly, yeah. And to be fair, we ended today on a high because it does show, with all the injuries and being 2-0 down, it does show a lot of character to come back and get something out of it.
It does.
You know, I mean, the last 2 wins we've had, we've come from behind.
Yeah.
We've came from behind to get a draw today. That point might be crucial next week. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's unlikely, but I think. Preston, because I know I said Watford didn't have anything to play, and I thought we'd win today actually. And if we'd switched on defensively properly, we might have won.
Yeah.
But
it's a makeshift back four, though, isn't it, as well?
It is, but at the same it is, but at the same time, like. I felt the 2 goals were still too easy.
Too easy.
You know, Luke O'Nine's a midget sometimes, but it doesn't stop him jumping for balls. You know.
It seems like to me, like you've just said there, like Watford didn't even have to play well to go 2-0 up, did they? Really?
I know.
We were just the masters of our own downfall.
We just basically. It was just a lot of silly passes we gave away and a lot of.
Dave, you might have to move the camera back because these going to need.
We'll move a bit closer.
Move the camera back. Just move the tripod.
Yeah.
Because I kind of don't in the.
Hang on. Here he goes. Way.
Oh yeah, I didn't need this now. Never mind.
Couldn't resist that.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Well, hey, is it steady enough? Right.
It's on a slant. Why is it on a slant?
Right, just have to edit that. Are we editing that out? Are we?
No, I'm not going to edit it.
Right, is it still okay?
Still
I'm assuming it's still recording
because
Dave has an indication. Yeah. One way or another, though, if we don't make playoffs, I don't want anyone trying to paint the season in a negative light because. Yeah. It's still been a phenomenal year in a lot of respects.
It does.
Right, just in case this is our last home interview of the season, right? You've got to look at it. It's always one person who's had too many. Right, look at it. Look what we've had to put up with. Alex Neil, excuse my language, fucking off and walking away. Yeah. You had Ellis Sims out for 2 months while he was here and then get recalled. Ross Stewart out for 3 months, comes back for 6 weeks, gets injured for the rest of the season. Evans out for half the season. Ballard out for 3 months for that horror tackle that somehow the referee didn't give him a red card for. But anyway. Yeah, Elliot Hamilton, there's another one.
Elise,
yeah. Sirkin's been out for a period of time. Same with Gooch.
Yeah.
O'Nien has as well.
We've had loads.
I already mentioned Stuart, but yeah, we've had a shit. Sorry, I'm language. Shit ton of injuries. We've had a shit ton of injury concerns. We probably could have had a starting 11 of injuries. The amount of them which we've had. So I'd
hope we end the season on a high, as you've said. That's
exactly. You know,
end the season on a high.
The 6,000 fans going down to Preston. You know, come on. Like, you know, they've got nothing to play for now. I know they'll want to end the year on a high, but I would imagine that if we're still, because now mathematically we are still in a playoff hunt, I'd like to hope that motivation's still there.
Well, after the 2 games, West Brom could we still be, like we could still be within a chance, even if them.
Yeah, well, okay, right. If West Brom win their last 2 games, as an example, then they would finish on 69 points as well. So as long as they don't win both of them by more than 2 goals, we'll still finish above them on goal difference.
So even after their 2 games, the 2 games coming up, we can still.
Yeah, we can.
We can still.
Mathematically, there's still
I
a chance of it.
I haven't sort of looked at all these scenarios.
Mathematically, there's still a chance. Have you seen who Coventry's got last game?
Middlesbrough away. But Middlesbrough, will they?
Middlesbrough, if you dare feel a weakened team, I'm going to be fuming.
I'm saying, will they rest their players for the 2 legs because they'll all be in the playoffs? Or
that's the thing. Yeah, that's the one.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing that would be annoyed. I would be annoyed if Borough went out and fielded a half-arse team. But
play of the season.
Player of the season, yeah, it was got to be Danny Bart.
Unsung hero of the season.
Unsung hero. No, Ahmad's too obvious.
No, it's too. It's too.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of it. That's another one who's too obvious because he's had the most goal contributions this year, I think.
How'd you try me? I think he's been.
Yeah, try him. Training's been one of them. Patrick Roberts, I think, has been a shout for one. Dan Ballard, I'd say. Dan Ballard, he's been.
You think these guys have got potential, don't you? Like
they have, but they've still had a good year, though.
Aye. I mean, unsung hero, where you weren't expecting them to have the season they've had, sort of thing, you know.
All right, I'll
players.
All right then. Here we go then. I'll tell you what then. I'll put in another case, Dennis Sirkin.
Aye, Dennis Cirkin.
Dennis
aye.
Cirkin, because he's a goal machine. He gets forward, he scores goals. So
Rate the season out of 10, Michael. I'm interested to hear this one. Let's see if he's thing.
well, the rating could depend on whether we get in the top 6 or not. So
Aye,
I'll
ask you again next Monday.
I'll give you 2 scenarios. If we don't get in the top 6, 8. If we
Right.
do get in the top 6, 9 easily.
And if we do get in the top 7, 6?
Just said it. 9.
What's he
Switch your ears on, lad. Get out of Southwick Butchers and get your ears on, man.
Get the Southwick
Sure,
Butch.
you can do so good.
Right,
No,
anyway,
you do. Go
Michael,
on, man.
let's end this on a good note. Look
The
at
good news is, at least we're not Wigan Athletic.
Oh, God.
That's just my
Show
views.
some class, Michael.
That's just as, what, like the class they showed ever since Wyke went there?
No,
I don't think
I
so.
know.
Right down to League One.
I'll tell you, I will quickly comment on Wigan's relegation. The people I do feel sorry for are the genuine staff at Wigan that aren't the players.
Aye, yeah,
They're people
yeah.
that are going to be affected by them
course.
going down. And obviously, they've got a lot of off-field issues. And look, there's some Wigan fans, I've said it loads of times, on social media when I've had some great conversations with them. So
Yeah.
for those people in particular, on social media, you know who you are. I do feel for you, because relegation is a
horrible.
shit feeling.
Of course it
It
is.
isn't nice.
Financially,
The
people lose their jobs.
The last thing I will comment on, if you look at the 3 teams that came up, Wigan are down, Rotherham will either join them or just stay up,
Yeah.
and we're in the battle for the playoffs.
Look where we are.
Like
Yeah.
I said a few weeks ago, both Wigan and Rotherham would snap your hand off to be where we are. And look, I don't get me wrong, I know Sunderland as a club, we should have higher aspirations than be better than Wigan and Rotherham. However, but we've just come up after 4 years from League One.
Michael Bowers, will Sunderland finish in the playoffs next Monday on Bank Holiday Monday when we drive down?
Head says no, my heart says hell yeah.
Mike, it's been a pleasure. Obviously, we'll
One
have
more interview yet at least.
Aye, one more.
Come on, hopefully there's 3
Hopefully,
more. Hopefully there's
hopefully,
2 more.
hopefully.
Hopefully there's 2 more. Come on.
And then the Wembley.
Come on. Go on, Dave. Get on, lad. Get this legend on. No, he's not having it.
Here's the cameraman.
See you at Preston.
Right.
Even if we don't make the playoffs, we had a great year. Enjoy the last game.
Stay safe, guys. Right, cheers. Sunderland 2, Watford 2, Dave the regular. It was a game full of promise from the supporters, a sellout crowd.
Yeah.
We just didn't turn up on the day, I don't think. No. What's your view?
Well,
Dave?
I thought early on, first half and everything, we're trying a lot of stuff and it just wasn't coming off.
Yeah.
When our stuff comes off, we look great. When it doesn't come off, we look as if, we're falling to bits a bit.
Yeah.
But, we'll never stop. Never stop. We've got to be disappointed, but at the same time, we've got to be sensible and say, where did we think we would be? Where are we? And how well have we done? Because it would be unfair to them lads to put our heads down and say, it's a sickener. But, it is disappointing, but it's not over.
You're looking at the bigger picture, Dave, I think.
I am,
You were
but
looking
it's
at the
not
bigger
over.
picture. I always like to interview you because you bring us back down a little bit. But not in a nice way, I think you bring us back down to reality.
Yeah.
I think it was a 3-year plan to get to the championship. Well, me and Michael at first said 5, but I think Michael Bowers has said that I think 3 years we should be trying to get back to the promised land.
Yeah. The thing is, when it's over at Preston a week on Monday, then it's start again time. Everybody starts with no points, no goal difference.
Yep.
You just have to see what happens. We'll have to see who comes in, who goes out.
Yep.
And we'll go for it again. But we're not out of it yet.
It's not out of it, no. I've just looked at the tables there. We're just 7th, and West Brom and Blackburn's got to play, and that could change things. But
Yes.
let's hope we've got a bit of we've got a chance
Yeah.
to win that game at Preston and finish in that top 6. Let's hope we've got a chance.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
And I think I was looking at Dave really scrutinising this Coventry at plus 12 or yeah, plus 10, I think. So there's there's a two goal
goals, isn't it?
deficit there.
Yeah.
So if we were to win 1-0, then we're to get beat at Middlesbrough.
They go to Borough.
It's got to. They go to Borough.
How many points have Coventry got?
Coventry's on
66.
69. We're on 60, I think. Or
It's
68.
66, we're 66 and they're whatever they
68, I think they are. But I don't. But see, the thing is Middlesbrough. The last game of the season, they've already secured a place. They'll want to try and finish 3rd because they'll play 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll want to try and finish well in front of the fans as well. They're at home. It's a final home game of the season.
You don't think they'll just rest the place for the 2 legs?
I don't think so at all.
No, you think they'll go for that game?
I don't think they will. No, I
So
don't think
you've got the other game. You've got Millwall against Blackburn.
Yeah.
That's a potential.
Well, I could be cynical and I could be very, very naughty here, but I watched them last night. Thank God we don't play like that. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. But there you go. They are what they are, and they've got their points.
Yeah.
We've got to make sure we get ours, and we've done well today. And you cannot say anything other than what I've just said to this lad over here was a couple of years ago when we had power and Wake and all of these guys. Would we have come back from that?
No.
And almost
Definitely
won
not.
it? No,
Yeah.
we would
I'm
not.
glad you got Max Power in there because I wasn't his favourite.
Well, I'm not. I actually mentioned Max Power and Wake because I couldn't remember any of the others. You know, and that's not being disrespectful.
I know. Well,
It's just,
I know. I don't like to slag players off, but I don't know what he brought to the team. He used to always shout and say point like that, but he didn't really do anything himself.
He did very much the same job as Corey Evans, but nowhere near as well. And that, you know, organised and stuff like that.
Right.
But anyway, he's gone.
Dave, your player of the season.
Player of the season.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with the Danny Bart. I think Ahmad's been outstanding. Of course, he's been fantastic. But we showed today from set pieces, 2 corners, how much we missed Danny Bart and Ballard.
Yeah.
We've played these teams in the last few games. We've taken these points and we haven't had Bath, Ballard, Evans, Stewart.
Yeah.
Come
At least see Dan Huggins, the injury list just goes on, doesn't it? It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
So you say Danny Bat, what would you give the season out of 10? You rate the season out of 10, Dave?
9.
9? Wow.
Because it's been...
We've had a 10, now we've had a 9.
Well, it's not perfect, obviously.
Yeah.
Else we'd be top of the league.
Yeah.
But we've done really well.
And you're proud of them. You're proud of them
absolutely
players.
proud of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I stopped back, and I think the players deserved a round of applause at the end because they've given it all, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've given it all, Dave.
Absolutely.
Irrespective of what happens, Dave, in the last game of the season, we'll be here next season.
Yeah, well, Sean, we will, and if we're alive, hopefully we'll be here. Yeah. So you know, that's it. Well, there's been a few times this season where it's been touch and go if the junior doctors was on strike.
I know.
But you know, no, we've done remarkably well.
And you think Mowbray? I mean, there's rumours Fabrizio Romano, the journalist on Twitter, journalist, he said that. An inside source said that's looking at other managers.
There might be, but that's incredibly naughty.
You think
2 games from the end of the season when we had a chance to put something like that in the press?
Yeah, and they shouldn't have done
that. It's destabilising for a start.
Even if it's true, I mean, but look at what's been your best moment of the season?
In any match?
Yeah, just your best moment in everything, a goal or
the goal at Redden.
That goal, yeah.
But of course, there's been more than that goal. We've got a few great goals. I mean, the final one today.
That was the curler. I was behind the goal when he hit it. It was sublime. I was just bent. Honestly, it was unbelievable.
So we've scored some great goals, but that move at Redden from Patterson,
it was brilliant.
Without them touching the ball.
Yeah,
fantastic.
But Dave, anyway, it's been a pleasure interviewing you all season. I think you've only missed a couple of games here and there, so we'll have to work commitments. But I'll see you next season, Paul. Hopefully I'm seeing you in a 2-leg playoff. Hopefully.
Yeah, we might be yet.
Fingers crossed.
Who knows?
All right, cheers, Dave. Take care, buddy. All right, be nice. Respect, man. George is on SFC Fans React. George, nice to see you, pal. It wasn't the result that we wanted, but I think the players showed a lot of determination at the end. We got the 2-2. It's not in our hands anymore. But are you still happy about the game, George?
Well, coming back from 2-0 down, it's always fantastic. Even if we might not get promoted, we might not get the playoffs, but just coming back from 2-0 down, it's fantastic. 2 fantastic goals. The second one, what a goal! What top 5 best goals of the season?
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but obviously some results have gone our way today. Wigan are relegated, but some results up at the top of the table have gone our way. Hopefully, we need to beat Preston, but hopefully we can get the playoffs and maybe a trip to Wembley again, like last season, we might have in our hands.
Yeah, well, I think obviously Blackburn's still got to play in West Brom. Let's just hope results just go there. But if we've got a chance on obviously the Preston game next Monday, we've still got. I mean, Coventry they won, but they've got to go to Middlesbrough last game of the season. Blackburn's playing Millwall, so there's another. So it's all still, we've still got a slight chance, George.
Yeah, slight chance. This is what it's all about. 44,000 here today just for Measley Championship game. Absolutely fantastic.
And I've got to say as well, because a lot of people asking us the question, why was it not 47,500? Sunderland sold all their allocation of tickets. It was Watford who only brought about 500 up, because they obviously get the allocation of 2,500, 3,000. That's why it didn't. That's why there's loads of empty seats up the top.
Yeah,
but we sold all our.
Oh yeah, fantastic! Having a terrible burger before the game, can of Coke, getting in there, getting stuck in the action, fantastic. Referee was quite poor, but we move, and we're chuffed to get a 2-2 draw, especially coming back from 2-0 down, and that poor referee.
The referee was atrocious.
Absolutely shocking.
I mean, it's hard not to swear at the referee. He was absolutely abysmal, wasn't he? Didn't give us nothing. There was 2 penalty decisions where I think it was it 09 in the. I'm not sure. Somebody, it was just basically manhandled him and grabbed over him, slumped him to the floor. I'm thinking, how was that not a penalty?
I know, it was like rugby.
Come on, man.
But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Like Bob Stokoe said, the magic has always been there. He just came and he just brought it back.
Yeah.
But absolutely fantastic.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
But George, your player of this season.
Oh, player of the season. Probably against Reading, coming from Patterson all the way.
That's your favourite goal of the season?
Oh yeah, that's goal of the season. Game of the season.
Player, your favourite player?
Player.
Ahmad.
He's been class.
Yeah, he's been amazing.
It's a shame we can't keep him. Oh yeah, I'm going to miss him.
Yeah. Did he shed a tear when you cheered him off at the end?
Yeah.
But you
it's
think
sad.
you could have one more game at that stadium with a 2-leg playoff.
But the last home game, it might not be actually.
I know, let's fingers crossed it's
in a few weeks. But yeah, get Sean interviewing Sunderland players because he's class, absolutely class.
I don't think the club will ever let us do that. But
no,
thanks very much, George. It's nice to see you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
Your football's going on.
Oh yeah, I am.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you.
Take care, pal.
Bye-bye.
Have a safe journey. Rona Harrison on SHFC Fans React, lads. Not the ending that we wanted. But the players have shown a lot of heart and fight this afternoon.
Really have. Yeah, obviously it's disappointing not to come away with the 3 points, but I think lads dug deep in them last minutes to at least get at least a point and hope that we can carry that momentum on to Preston.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw the other results.
Yeah.
Coventry won.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a thing. Preston, I think, drew. Did Preston draw? But we're 7th at the moment. We're 7th.
Yeah.
So we're just outside. There's a couple of games to play, but let's hope we've got a chance on the last game against Preston.
We've done really well to get back to 2-2 when we were 2-0 down. It was like the match last week, West Brom.
Yeah, against West Brom.
Yeah, managed to.
Are you proud of these lads this season?
Yeah,
They've showed a lot of fight.
Well.
They showed a lot of fight, haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, they don't know when they're beaten, do they?
Yeah. Never give up.
Never give up. Yeah, they've always tried to dig deep for the fans, and I think it's a great fan base, great club overall.
Yeah. But I mean, even if we don't finish in the playoffs, it's still been a good season. It's still been a good season.
Yeah, a lot of the Sunderland fans have been happy with mid-table, or even just to survive relegation, and I think that the lads have really pushed this season. At least try.
Yeah. There's been some tremendous football played, hasn't there?
Really
well.
It's been the best football I've seen for. Well, in fact, I dare say it's been the best football I've ever seen.
It's just a
It's
shame
been
that
brilliant.
some players, like Ahmed Diallo, might be going back next season and things.
Yeah, I think if we get promoted, we might have a chance of getting them back on loan. But I think you'll go to another Premier League club, wouldn't you, on loan? Right. Anyway, lads, who's been your favourite player this season? You first, mate.
I would say Ahmed Diallo. I think he's done absolutely brilliant. He's been skilling defenders, scoring our goals. He's been a great part in Sunderland's season, and it's going to be sad to see him go if he does.
Did he shed a tear? I bet there was a few grown men and women shed tears at the end there. I think I wasn't close. You play the season, pal?
Yeah, Diallo probably.
Diallo?
Yeah, he's done really well this season. He scored wonder goals. He's been playing really well. So.
No matter what happens, lads, we'll still Sunderland will die, aren't we? Yeah. But let's hope we can get to Wembley, yeah? Right, cheers, lads.
See you later.
Right, cheers, lads. Brilliant, lads. All right. Luke and Archie on SHFC Fans React, lads. Where do we start? It's full of promise, the game. They showed a lot of fight, the young guys, but we just couldn't get them 3 points.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we played all right. I feel like we could have played a bit better, but at 2-2, it's a point. Will it get the qualifiers? We'll have to see.
I'll take a draw against Watford, ex-Premier League side, have stayed in the Premier League for many years, 1 point, take that. Come on, how are you lads?
On to the game, I mean, what do you make of the atmosphere today? I mean, there was the club confirmed it was a sellout, but I've mentioned this twice. We sold all of our tickets out to Sunderland fans, but Watford unfortunately only bought about 500 of them there. So that was the reason why there was loads of empty seats up the top. What do you make of the atmosphere this afternoon?
I mean, the atmosphere was electric. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. It was after that second goal, it was absolutely fucking bouncing in there. So you can't go wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong.
We were just absolutely brilliant. The fans were just absolutely brilliant, including the Watford fans.
Who have you been impressed with mostly this season from a Sunderland perspective?
I mean, you have to give props to Diallo. Like, he might be going back to Man United, and he does take too long on the ball, but you have to give props to him.
I don't think he was very good today. I think it was he had a day off. I think Diallo, I don't know, he just wasn't with it. But you've got to leave him on the pitch because he can just score that, bring that magic, can't he?
Yeah.
But I just don't think it was his best game today.
I mean, you never know what can happen with Diallo. So,
No.
but everyone has a bad day now and then. So yeah, you have to give him just one bad day. It could be worse.
Yes, exactly. He's had a great season. I mean, the 2 goals could have been prevented. The Watford's goals, do you think we could have defended better?
They could have. Well, I mean, the first goal was kind of a bad pass, and that's what led to it. It was just a domino effect.
It was a Luke 09. Then they got from the corner, wasn't it?
It was. It
Yeah.
was. It could have. The first goal could have been prevented. The second one,
Corner.
Yeah,
Just wasn't marked, was he?
Nah, he wasn't.
But talking about the Sunderland goals, obviously the 09 scored. What do you make of 09's goal?
It's a half decent goal. I can't lie. It was needed to boost the
place, right
confidence
time,
of the players.
wasn't
It needed to be done to boost the confidence of the players and also the fans as well.
Yeah. Patrick Roberts' equaliser in the 96th minute.
It was an absolute brilliant goal. He's absolutely smashed it this season. Hope he doesn't leave. Hope he doesn't go back to Man City. We just need him. He's a crucial part in our squad.
We signed a new deal, so well, if he was to leave, we'd get decent money, but want him to stay, don't we? Who's been your player of the season?
Has to be Diallo. Like, I'm sorry, but the amount of goals he scored, how consistent he's been, it has to be Diallo.
Yep.
Diallo for me, because he's been absolutely brilliant this season. Scored nearly every goal for Sunderland.
Yeah, loads of assists.
Yeah.
What would you rate Sunderland's season out of 10?
Oh, it's been a bit shaky. The form's been there and sometimes it hasn't. So I'll probably give it about 6, possibly a 5. You can't knock the performance for possibly getting to the qualifiers. We'll have to see.
As I'm saying, we've been in League One for 4 years to get to the Championship. I mean, if people just think about it, it's our first season back in the Championship for 4 years. I think we've done more. What was the rating out of 10 for your?
Probably a 10 out of 10 this season.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. We've been absolutely brilliant. First season in the Championship after 4 years in League One. Coming in 6th, 7th place. We're just too good.
We're still within a shout. Next Monday, if we win and the cup results go, we'll be in the playoffs. We've just got to keep our fingers crossed.
I'll just take it and leave it. Take it, pass it. So it should go from Patterson to Patrick Roberts to Diallo to Mishu shot.
That's what you want to happen. Yeah. Right, cheers. All right, Nick, lad, all right. All right. Right, cheers for your time, lads, all right. Right, I'm safe, Johnny, I'm all right.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. All right, Paul, you all right? Joanne, you all right?
Hello.
All right.
Still alive, it's still alive, there's a chance.
There's still a chance, but...
I mean, if they win next week, you never know.
I live in Costa del Roca, that's why. AJ is back on SHAUN Fans React. AJ, possibly, well, hopefully it's not your last interview of the season. It was a 2-leg playoff. What did you think of the game this afternoon?
To be honest, both sides were actually quite poor today. Poor. I mean, we were before we scored our 2 goals. We were shy for 70 minutes. I mean, Watford were no better.
Yeah.
It's like all Watford were doing. They only had like 2 chances on goal today.
Everybody behind the ball, didn't they? That's all they done. It just frustrated us. They didn't really. I was saying to the lads, they didn't really cause much danger. Really, we were the masters of our own downfall, weren't we?
Yeah.
Do you think?
It's like, I mean, before we got our goals, Watford were just doing like a lot of time wasting.
Yeah, they were when they went to goal up, and then when they got the second one, they were doing it even more, weren't they? Substitutions. If nearest player's supposed to go off to the nearest line, and he just
some were just bloody fucking dawdling off.
But CJ, the 2 goals. Let's talk about Watford's goals. Sorry, Blackburn. Watford's goals.
Most of them
could have been prevented.
They were a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
Very sloppy.
I think we missed Danny Batten in the set piece 1 minute. There was
because there's no one in the centre backs who's actually tall enough.
Yeah, to organise it. It's a makeshift back 4 in it.
It's because Danny Bath is actually the one who keeps like that back 4 organised.
You've got Trium and centre half, and you've got there's players who's been injured. They've done well, I think, to be well. Do you know what I mean?
If we can keep Bath and Ballard fit all next season, we might be able to keep that defence more organised and more solid.
Yeah. Anyway, on the Sunderland goals, CJ. Obviously, we got it back to 2-2. The first goal was Luke 09. He put the deflection in, wasn't it? And then the goal from Patrick Roberts was something else. It was it was a worldie, as they say.
Oh yes, I saw that.
I was behind the goal. There was just a boomerang. It was fantastic, wasn't it? And do you know what I was thinking when that goal went in? I was thinking, if we score another goal here, this roof's going to come off. As the guys have said there, what do you make of the atmosphere today?
the atmosphere was a bit shocking.
Yep. And do you think, I mean, there can be a 12th man, I think today, the fans seem to come alive. They were getting on the players' case. I didn't really like that, but look at everybody's come, they pay the money, they're allowed to express their feelings, but sometimes I just don't think it helps when they're getting on the players' backs, when we're like a goal down, then we went 2-0 down, but then we get a goal back and they're all on the seats and the lift trying to, but the atmosphere increases, but you need a little bit more from the fans, I think, sometimes.
Because I do know that the atmosphere in a stadium like this season alone has just been like disappointing. You might as well have had more noise in the bloody library.
Yeah. Right, moving on, CJ, your favourite moment of the season?
Jack Clark's goal away at Reading.
Right, your player of the season?
For me, it has to be Danny Bath.
Yeah.
He's been our most solid player all season. He's kept the defence organised quite well in most matches.
Yeah. Unsung hero of the season?
For me, no matter what people actually say about him, I know people say he's a bit overrated and he's a bit non-existent in some matches, but give the man some slack. But Jack Clark, to be honest.
Jack Clark.
It's like, give the man cut the man some slack.
Mm-hmm. So Jack Clark. Rate Sunderland season out of 10.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say 8.
8?
8.
8 out of 10?
Yeah.
That's that's fair. That's fair enough. And I mean, do you think we can still do with CG? There's a couple of games to be played.
It's like at home. When you look at us, when we play at home,
Dave in the middle, aye.
When we play in front of a big crowds, there seems to be a lot more pressure on the players. They just don't seem to connect with the crowd when there's a big crowd like 45,000 in the ground.
Yeah.
The players just don't seem to connect with the crowds.
Yeah. Guys said that earlier on. They said that away games, the crowd seems to connect more with the players away from home. There's more of an atmosphere than, you know. Yeah. But look, I say, thanks for your time, Paul. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
One figure, Wigan being relegated this season. If you can't dish it, if you can't take it, don't dish it out. Enjoy relegation. Jog on.
Cheers, CJ.